Hey guys, so here, how's it going? Today we're going to be making some Greek apartments. Now these are, I guess, they're from a certain area of Greece. Not all houses look like this in Greece. The only places that I've been to in Greece, they don't actually look like this at all. But I actually really admire the architecture, and I can't pronounce where these are from, so I'm not gonna attempt to and um, I guess ruin its name. But I really admired the kind of architecture, and I researched a little bit on it. And mostly, it's got flat roofs because they're on Greek islands mostly. So there are really strong winds, and it means that making triangular roofs is proves really difficult because of that. Um, the only kind of roofing they have flat roofs like what I'm doing now. The only kind of roofing that they have are these domed roofs, which they paint bright blue, and all the walls are white in color. And it was a law at some point where they needed to all the houses needed to be white with blue doors and windows. And so that's kind of the theme of this. But the domed roofs, which were blue, were normally saved for um, churches. So I'm sorry if I offend anyone by putting them on just normal houses, but I thought they looked really pretty, and so I wanted to put them in. Um, but yeah, so when I was making this, I sort of did like a jaggedy sort of pattern. I wanted to make it look as though um, they were square buildings sort of piled on top of each other. I mean, this would probably normally be on maybe a cliff face or, mountainous or hilly ground. And so the houses would sort of be put where they could. And obviously, we don't have the terrain, we can't change the terrain height in The Sims 4, but I wanted to still um, give off the same effect, like that they were all on top of each other, and it looked like that maybe this is just a segment which was taken out of the town and sort of plonked in the Sims world. That was what I was trying to go for. Um, but there are four apartments in here, and I have to kind of squeeze them in, and it was actually a challenge to try and put them in and make them workable because the ones on the top floors are quite small. Um, but yeah. Anyway, so we're putting in the windows and things here. Um, we don't have the dark blue of the shutters in everything. We only have it in some things. So some things are lighter blue, some things are darker blue, and that might annoy some people. But I thought that maybe it could be like some of the blue needed to be repainted and was exposed to the sun for longer, and that's why it was lighter. And some of the things that have seen more shade or had been painted recently were the darker blue. So that was my thought behind it. I guess just making excuses for myself. But also the texture of the walls. I tried to. I don't think they would have been brick, but they were. It was a law that they all had to be painted white. So I wanted to make it look as though it had been painted and that the material behind there wasn't actually naturally white. It had been painted white. So that's why I used this wall texture. So yeah, I hope it looks okay. But yeah, we're just going around putting in the windows and shutters. We leave some of them closed, some of them open. Um, I'm in this build. I'm kind of focusing on the aesthetics from the aesthetic point of view. I guess form over function, because normally what I do is I try and keep in mind the inside and the outside when I'm building, but I really wanted to make something that looked, I guess, visually pleasing from the outside. So I decided to completely scrap the idea of thinking about how it's going to work on the inside and only thought about the outside. Um, so I hope it does look good on the outside. But so sorry if I guess this is a little bit more difficult to play in because of that. But I had the idea that well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload a furnished and an unfurnished version, so that if you wanted to play, say, in only 2 flats, then what you could do is you could put down the furnished ones, save all the rooms into your gallery, and then demolish, then put down the unfurnished one, and then place the rooms back in if you didn't want it to be as expensive. But if money isn't an issue, like you're using cheats or something like that, then it doesn't really matter. But also, this might just be a nice thing to have in your world and have just random, like, say you need 8 characters in what you're doing and you need somewhere for them to live. So you can just plonk them in here and there's going to be enough beds for them, and then you don't really have to worry and you can just visit it or whatever. However you play, really, I guess. But I can understand if this isn't something that you're going to look for to play in. What I was thinking when I was doing this is I wanted to push myself to do better builds and to experiment and push myself out of my comfort zone, do something that I've never done before. Um, so maybe that's a little bit selfish, but I wanted to do something for me rather than do something, I guess, for anyone else. And maybe it will fit into your worlds or your games, and in that case, feel free to download it. But I hope you enjoy this video despite that, even if it's not something that you're ever going to put in your game. But we're just painting all the walls white on the inside, and yeah, putting the doors in. I found those doors and I thought they looked better, so we're having those on the ground floor. To the 2 separate apartments, and one's got the entrance around the back, and the other's got the entrance around the front. The other 2 have got theirs on the side. But the Sims, like, if you just click on wherever you need to go, they can easily find their way in and out, and I don't think it's too difficult to play in, honestly. I guess it's not as easy as a simple square house or something, but still. Up at this top bit, there's going to be like a communal garden. Um, a lot of the pictures that I saw, a lot of them seem to be really quite simplistic and not as cluttered as I normally do. But I don't know whether that's because most of the pictures that I saw weren't actually people's homes, whether they were actually instead hotel rooms where people had stayed while they were in Greece. So I don't know whether this is true to what it is, but I did my best to replicate the inside. But here we are, we're putting in the floor on the outside. For some reason, it was thinking that there were rooms constantly, and I was trying to put down the floor tiles, and when I put it down in one area, it would delete the stuff that I just did. So what I did in the end, as you can see here, is I made a room and then deleted it, so that whatever the room was underneath. This was where I remember his surname, but I can't remember his first name. Zest uh, was part of the Landgrab family, but he used to live here before I deleted the lot. And so maybe I think that's where his sort of caravan sort of thing was, trailer home. So maybe there was still a part of the floor pattern there that was messing it up, despite me bulldozing the lot or something. But God knows. But anyway, here we're putting in some flower pots for the communal garden. I filled up these with plants, but if you want to use them for actual like gardening, then feel free. But I did fill them in just in case you wanted it as a decorative thing. I actually put up some lemon trees there as well. But we're putting out a communal area here. When I've seen the pictures or when I've been to areas, especially in the Mediterranean area, a lot of it is sort of outdoor. There are sort of outdoor seating areas, a lot of communal places. Um, it's quite common for not everyone there has a siesta, obviously, but they do tend to take a break in the middle of the day in some places, and for that reason, they're able to stay up later into the night. And so you'll find people sitting around in the evening and chatting with their neighbours and friends and their families and things like that. So I wanted to recreate areas where I guess you could do that if you had Sims. But correct me if you're wrong, if you think that that's not something that people do in the Mediterranean, let me know. But from the people that I know which are from there, that's what they've told me. But anyway, so we're putting in flowers here, and what I try to do, normally I do sort of dainty little flowers and um, light green bushes and grass and things like that. But what I did here is I did sort of the bigger shrubbery that I don't normally use in the colours, like really warm tropical colours like pinks and oranges and reds and yellows. And I think it works really well. When I was seeing the pictures, this was 100% what the foliage looked like, and just because it was a hot country, it didn't mean that the foliage was, or boring or barren. It was all really tropical, really vibrant, really pretty plants. So I wanted to replicate that. I wanted to use that aloe vera plant, so I just put it over there so that I'd remember. So don't worry, that's the reason why I put it in the middle of a patio. But yeah, we're doing some more plants here, wrapping around the side, and putting some rocks in. Yeah, I'm putting in some flowers. I tried to also grab a few of the, I guess, plants which you had that were in this world already, like around there, um, around the side, because I didn't want it to look too out of place. I wanted it to, fit in with the world, but also fit in with the theme. I wanted to put these flowers up here, but I thought that looked a bit weird just floating on their own, so I decided to put up some flowers. This is actually quite common, but they would use blue instead of white. Not sure if we have blue ones, but I didn't see them when I was doing it. Probably didn't look hard enough. But so I just put white ones. I also thought that it looked quite nice and sort of offset the blue which was around that area. Anyway, yeah, this is finishing off the plants, I think, around to the back entrance of the second home. That one's the bigger one. I guess would be for maybe the main house if you've got a slightly larger family. Um, Oh, and here I wanted to change the border of the pool to blue, but obviously that's not possible. So what I did is I got these strip lights and placed them all the way around the pool. And it's difficult to see it in the daytime, but when it's nighttime, it looks really awesome. I think I turn on, yeah, to just check, but I think it looks really cool. I also tried to put some decorations in the bottom of the pool, um, because I never get to really use those, so I put them in. And here we are, just checking the lighting and putting it round. They're the two front entrances, I think. And the other staircase up there, that's the communal areas on the side. Yeah, here we go. These areas are going to be seating areas that can. Some of them are only accessible to the singular house, but a lot of them are accessible to everyone. I also haven't filled in that I guess would be the church roof. I haven't filled that up there. So I guess it could still be a church, but yeah, I think I just wanted to leave it. So here we are putting in some flowers and plants and things. I think I put in the lemon trees in a minute. I thought to put around these roof trimmings. I decided to leave them as white. I could have put them in blue because I didn't like having three colours of blue. I thought two colours was enough. I saw that head and I thought, what? Why is that? Why have we got that? Where is that from? Where can you get just a random head? Maybe it's from the dollhouse. Maybe it's like if you break a doll, you've got like a random head or something. I don't know. Let me know if you know where that random head is from. Let me know. It just seemed really weird. I thought, wouldn't it be funny to put that in a build somewhere, just a random humongous head? But yeah, we put that light up in there because I thought that it's not really something that you would see, and it was simpler than putting in the um, other ones. I didn't want to restrict their passageway, I guess. And there, see, I did fix the aloe vera plant in the end. But yeah, we're just going through some of the outdoor seating again. Put a little barbecue out there, another chess table, and I think I put an art easel as well. Um, I would love to live in this house actually, or go on holiday here. Um, Especially if I could sit out there and paint on that rooftop, that would be amazing. Yeah, so I think we're going on to the first house. I saw a lot what they would do like random sort of walls where they would paint it blue, which I really liked. But all of the interior was very, very white. So I've gone along with that theme. Yeah, and we're just sorting out which flooring to do. Again, going with the white. Sorting out that tiny little kitchen over there. Did I put in a sink? I always forget sinks. Always. Always. And you'll see throughout this that I forget the sinks and then I go back and I'm like, oh, I also forgot them in the other things. I hope I remember to put sink in this room. I swear everyone always forgets something. Like maybe toilet roll holders. I think I forgot to do that on this as well. But for me, the one thing I always forget, which is important, is a kitchen sink. I don't know why, I just always forget to put in a kitchen sink. Uh, Here we go, put in a fruit bowl, but not a kitchen sink. Okay, this is the bedroom. And we've got an ensuite over there. I want to put in curtains around the bed, but they kept snapping to the walls, so it was really, really difficult. So I let them snap to the walls. When you're actually, taking screenshots in the game or whatever, um, it looks right. Like it doesn't look weird. And also, Sims can walk through the curtains anyway. Like they don't it doesn't hinder them whatsoever. So I thought it didn't really matter. It looked like they weren't completely snug to the bed, but they still looked like they were connected to the one at the back. It still looked like they could have still been something to do with the bed, even though we're a bit far away. Okay, this is the second kitchen. A slightly more. Is this one slightly more old-fashioned? I'm not sure. Yeah, just sorting out the kitchen there and putting on the white walls and the white flooring. The challenge with this is throughout the build, I tried to keep it within the colours, so white, blue, and sometimes brown. And obviously, there's only limited amount of objects in the game, and also I've got 4 apartments and several bedrooms, so sticking to that color path, like that color scheme throughout the whole build, um, was kind of a challenge. But um, this is something that I've been taught, I guess, in art classes. But sometimes when you're limited, and you're not able to use your full creativity, it can sometimes bring out, I guess, things that you would never thought of before. And it did challenge me. It did push me to think of new things that I could, do, and new ways I could decorate something with a limited color palette. Um, so yeah, I don't know whether I don't think this is my best build. Finish, I mean. A lot of it is very simplistic, which I guess is something that I don't normally do. So that was another way that I sort of pushed myself not to clutter it up so much and to leave it sort of more fresh and simple and I don't know, maybe more like a hotel room. But I feel the balance I was trying to get was lived in and looking like it's homely and somewhere where you would want to stay or want to live, but also not making it over cluttered because none of the pictures that I saw were over cluttered. So that's what I wanted to do. I think we're putting in a bathroom here. It's just one of the bigger bathrooms. I decided I was gonna try and make this into another bedroom, but I thought I couldn't find a place to put a bathroom anywhere else, so that's where I put it in the end. But if you're using several of the different houses, then it doesn't really matter that there isn't a bathroom in that one apartment. So if you want to convert that into a room, go ahead because it's a perfect place to do it. If it was a kid's room or something like that, even a teenage room, an adult's room. I'm not sure. I think you'd struggle to put a double bed in there, but still might work anyway. And this is I guess this is the biggest house. But this is that living room. Quite a lot of the houses they had sort of entranceways into different. It was all open plan, but entranceways into different parts of the house with the arches. So that's what I wanted to do over there. And in a second, what we do is we bring back the blue feature wall. I grab the colour from over there and try and put it on this wall in that corner again and over there. I guess why I think this is the main house is it's I guess there's quite a lot of places to sit and to socialise, and I think if this is the house where I think maybe a big neighbourhood or family dinner might be put. There's a lot of places to sit, there's a lot of places to socialise, but still you've got this separation when you can have sort of a quiet sit down watching TV, but also you can sort of sit around and chat, and there's areas where you can socialise with the people who are cooking and things like that. So, yeah, I think this is the social house. Sorry if I don't sound as energetic in this part. My illness is actually really quite getting to me. I'm still waiting to hear back from the doctor from my tests. They were supposed to get in contact with me today, but I haven't heard from them. But my illness is getting worse and worse, and so I've been struggling to find the energy to do these videos and edit them and things like that. Um, Sometimes even just building, like even though I enjoy it so much, even um enjoying playing the game can I guess tire me out. So I've actually done quite a few builds because they're the things that's what's easiest to do, but I've been putting off doing um the editing, and I guess the commentary is the main thing because it puffs me out. But I hope it isn't too bad, and I'm sorry for not uploading. There is content which I need to edit and upload, and I've got a few builds which I wanted to put up before the spooky um, release, spooky pack release. I also have a build ready for that. I've built the outside, and I'm gonna decorate it on the inside with um, all the new spooky stuff and upload it after the pack comes out, like as quickly as I can. So I'm not going to be able to upload all the other stuff I had planned before then, but they'll come after, so it's okay. I think the most colourful room in this house is that children's bedroom. I decided for a kid's bedroom there can be more colour, and the blue and brown wall, I thought that maybe that could be like the ground and the sky. Maybe. Silly, I know. Okay, and this is the last house. I was going through thinking, what cabinet haven't I used yet? What one can I get away with using this time? We put double cookers here. I think this is possibly. This is also a big family house, but I guess it would be for maybe older kids moving back in with their parents, or um, maybe like I don't know, elderly parents living with their children. I don't know, but this actually looking at it now, maybe this is a social house because it has the bar and also has a lot of chairs. But I feel like the living room in the other house is much nicer. This one's sort of crammed in there, and you have to walk past the TV. Um, but I felt like this made the most sense with this house to lay it out like this. Again, feel free to switch it around. And I'd love to see what you do with it if you do anything. So let me know. I think this is. I was thinking of putting that as a ensuite, but then I thought that there's not actually going to be anyone's like whole bathroom, like I mean a household bathroom if I do that. So that's why the door's outside. And we're going with like light blue in there, and in here it's more dark blue and browns. And I think I put a red old carpet, so I felt like this one was much more, I guess, old-fashioned furniture. And those paintings in the picture frames, all the pictures I saw, all the decorations on the walls, all the pictures, they all had like images in frames. But anyway, here we go on to the screenshots. There's a lot today. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully see you again soon. Bye!